Hey there, I'm Jed Barker, Best Life Mortgage. I'm doing a live here, and I wanted to actually show a really cool new tool that I've been messing around with. And this is a tool powered by artificial intelligence on the lending side to help clients, maybe our buyers if we're real estate agents, or maybe even like ourselves personally if we're looking at buying houses, to show what would a house look like if it had a renovation. Because a lot of times when we look at homes as individuals, some of us have really good imaginations and can really like picture this is exactly what we would think this house would look like and get excited about it. But other people have a really hard time visualizing how a house would look different than what it looks like right now. And sometimes that happens with like husbands and wives or spouses or people buying the houses. They're like, one of them has hey, this would be awesome. And I just can't picture it, that kind of thing. So this is an awesome tool for that. But it's also a tool, I would say, for real estate agents who are listing homes or who have buyers that are looking at homes that need updates, that are really awesome houses, but just don't look exactly like they need to sell. And then it couples it with a renovation tool for renovation financing. So as a mortgage broker, one of the loans that I actually like to do a lot is renovation loans. They can really help people get into homes and renovate them right after they buy them with the financing available, so they don't have to go out and try to find out how can they finance their renovation now. They can buy it, renovate it right away with the purchase loan. And that actually helps out a lot too with people, especially again, like for me, for example, if I was to buy a home that needed renovation, I don't think my wife would be particularly interested in having us buy a home and then figure out what to do later, because she's like, hey, I want to get it all taken care of because I want to live in the home that I love, that kind of thing. So I'm going to show you this really cool tool. If you're interested in having your own link as a real estate agent, where you could give it out to potential buyers and it will track who uses it and stuff like that. That'd be great. Or if you're a buyer yourself and would just like to have this tool so you can see what the home would look like. And after I show you how cool and easy it is to use, I think if you are at all interested in renovating a house or buying a home that needs renovations, even for my investor clients, would be a really great way to just have some of your imagination, stirred up a bit. So I'm going to jump over to the actual tool and look at this house. If you can see it, this is a home that's currently listed in my market. It's a great home. If you can look at it here, it's probably really solidly built because it's a bit older, all brick. But if you go through the pictures on it, which I'll go through right now, you can definitely see that it's a bit dated. It's got a lot of potential because it looks really pretty from like aesthetics. It's got a lot of cool stuff inside, but it's a bit dated. So some people might walk through this and say, look at that kitchen. I just can't see how I would want to have that kitchen, that kind of thing. So, but the cool thing is this tool, you just put in the address and it automatically populates this listing with all of the pictures. And so if you go through the style, like, hey, let's choose a new style. And look at all these styles you could choose to renovate this home: Scandinavian, Mediterranean, traditional, Bohemian, Japandi, all kinds of stuff. I don't even know what these things, a lot of them mean. But what if I choose farmhouse and I click generate new design? So let's go ahead and do that. And let's take this kitchen now and turn it into a farmhouse kitchen to see what it would look like. And that's the first thing we'll do here. So it's going to go ahead and do that. We just have to wait for it. Okay, cool. Now if you look at this, it says before and after. Take this little thing in the middle. Boom. We got a new farmhouse kitchen. Same area, windows in the same place, sink, everything like that. But it takes it and it says, hey, this is before, outdated. Not sure I really like that kitchen. Let's go look at another house too. Wow, that could really look really nice. That kind of thing. Let's try one different. Let's do modern blend for this kitchen. Let's see what that looks like. Wait for that to pull up. Cool. Now check this out. Hey, that might be something that you really like that look. I'm not sure I'm particularly fond of that look for that kitchen, but some of you might really love that, right? So original, after. So you can do that with any picture, right? And this whole list. So I'm not going to do any more of these, but look at how many options. You can even type in things to the system right here that you're interested in it looking like, right? So there's a lot of functionality. As you scroll down, now we can start working on how much might this cost, to do this renovation. And so it has some exterior categories, like what if we need to replace the windows on this listing? Good windows, better, and best windows. It'll give you an estimated budget. Exterior doors. What about replacing the roof? What about painting the interior, doing a kitchen and bathroom updates? So you do all that, right? As you scroll down, and then you get into the renovation loan itself. How much will the home cost? What's my budget? Everything like that. And then you can save your work, and you can like go back to this later and stuff like that. So it's actually a super cool tool. Like I said, for a real estate agent, you can share links. It will help you organize people that are using it, your clients. If you're listing a house that's outdated a bit and you want to get it sort of redesigned, you can do that. You can show people that are looking at it and stuff like that. And then just as a user who's out there looking at houses, this might be a really cool way to do that. I do the construction budgets for loans, so I help people put together construction loan budgets, help them get financed on purchases. They're called renovation loans for both FHA and conventional. That kind of stuff. So if this is interesting to you and you want to look into that, if you have an interest in looking at lending, that's what I do. You can, if I go back here, you can see my number across the bottom of the screen. So I hope that's been helpful. First live I've actually done in quite some time, but I thought this was a cool tool. I'm going to go ahead and finish up now and have a great day. Bye-bye.